Now we're going to do some squats. The most important thing about squats is the direction of the energy of the weight. So throughout my years of watching people train in the gym and also from training clients, I've noticed that a lot of people absorb the energy of this exercise in places that they shouldn't, namely the gut, the abdomen, this area right here, all the way from the groin to here, and also in the lower back. And these are the most vulnerable areas, yet that's where most people push from. They actually get down into the squat position and then they push from this area. And what I think you have to do is I think you have to take the energy away from the center of the body and think about deploying it to the outside of the body, because you're much stronger from here down in this position as compared to the middle, right? So think about the energy of the exercise and the weight of the exercise, the gravity, instead of coming through the middle of your body, think about it surrounding your body, and you're going to be in a much stronger position just by that little concept. And then also, most people begin this exercise by squatting down. It's called a squat, so naturally we think about squatting. But the position, the proper position to be in, is really the position that a football player who's in his 2-point stance or a shortstop would be in during play. And when you're in that position, your back is very straight and your chest is up, right? And your knees are in line with your feet. So that's the proper position to be in, because you're very strong in this position. Now, I always suggest to my clients and friends and everybody that attempts an exercise, you want to be able to do the movement with a great deal of facility even before you put the weights on, okay? So if you can't really do the movement properly without the weights, there's no reason to assume that you can do it better with the weights. So you want to get the positioning down before you approach it with weights. So again, the squat position, the best position to be in when you squat is to have the feet about shoulder width apart and get into that stance. This is the ending stance, so to speak. You can actually come down a little bit further, but for our purposes here and to really get accustomed to how this exercise is supposed to feel and how it's supposed to absorb into the outside of the body and into the thighs, let's just focus on this position. It's very easy to think about and conceptualize, right? And you're in a very strong position that way. So you'll see when I come down, my back is straight. Now, a lot of people think that your back is straight, they mean this. Well, my back is also straight if it's like this, right? This is still a straight line. So that's what this is here, right? I'm in a straight position. Now, there's something else I'm going to teach you that's going to help you in your squats. And I know you're going to remember this every time you're squatting. I want you to think of me behind you, spotting you. And I have one hand in front of you on your chest, and my other hand is on your lower back. And I'm actually going to pull you up with me, right? I'm going to be with you, spotting you the whole time. My hand is on your chest, and I'm going to come up and keep you up in this position. Think of me spotting you and lifting you throughout this entire movement. So you got a couple things to remember. You have the energy coming from the middle of the body, no more, right? It's deployed to the outside of the body. You're in a position where you're sitting down first and then pushing up. So instead of coming down, the first position is to sit back and then come down, similar to the shortstop stance. And then you've got me spotting you throughout the entire movement, hand on your chest, other hand on your lower back, and I'm coming up and keeping you up, and you're going to be straight throughout the entire movement. There's one other thing. When you push up, you want to keep your pelvis forward like this. So as you come down, you don't push straight up like this, right? So even if I'm spotting you, don't fight me, okay? You want to keep your pelvis forward. So you push down, feet go into the floor, and your pelvis comes forward. You see this? Pelvis is forward. And that's how you do a squat. If you can remember all those things, you're really going to feel this absorb into the thighs and the quads, and you're not going to really feel it in the lower back and in the abs. It's a little bit riskier movement than a lot of other movements, but it's my responsibility to teach you how to do it properly. The first thing that you do is you want to use the bar. You want to find this movement, you want to get this movement down, but you also want to find where the bar sits properly on your back. Some people avoid this exercise because they say it actually hurts their neck or it hurts their back. And what they mean by that is actually just where the bar is sitting on their body. Now you'll see the people who squat the most, if they were really concentrating on this sitting on their neck or their back, they wouldn't be able to do it at all. It almost seems to levitate, right? They find this really comfortable groove in their back, and I think that that's something that you have to experiment too. Where does this weight feel best on your back before you actually go through all of the other things that we just talked about? Now, I know I gave you a lot of information, but that's my job. But after you kind of get one or two of these things down, the rest starts to click. So be very, very patient with yourself. I'm going to do a few reps, and I hope you enjoy the squat explanation. Heavy weight, right guys? Okay. So as I explained before, feet about shoulder width apart, toes pointed out slightly, right? And the first move we make is what? Not down, right? This is what that would look like. Oh my God, this hurts my knees and back already. Let's not do that. First move is sit back, right? Sit back and down. I feel like I'm the shortstop, and then I push up. As I push up, my head is up, my chest is up. Think about me spotting you from behind. My hand is on your chest, my other hand is on your lower back, and I'm helping push you up. And now, as I come up, my pelvis comes forward. I never lock out like this. Bang, if I do that, gosh, I'm throwing the position completely out of whack. And I've also taken the weight and taken it off my thighs or my quads and put it on my joints, and that's not a good thing either. When I come down, think about this again, guys. The first move is to sit back and then down, right? Find a position where I feel nice and strong, and I push from there. Head up, chest up, exhale, never lock out, pelvis comes forward. That's how you do a squat.